Rahim, Assalamu alaikum, welcome back. And we are on our final interview of the morning. We'll be talking with Yaseen Theba, Director at Vision Tactical. We're going to be talking about the plague of ongoing kidnappings in South Africa. And just a reminder that after that interview, we will be listening to the Fired Up series by CEO of Africa Muslims Agency, and that, of course, is Hafiz Imran Chunara. He is a personal excellence mentor. So let's go then directly to Yaseen. There was an article in the Sunday Times regarding the upsurge in kidnappings, and it now seems frighteningly, it now seems that it's not only the super rich families that are being targeted. It seems that anybody is a target regarding kidnappings. Yaseen Theba, assalamu alaikum to you. Welcome to the program.
Walaikum salam. Jazakallah for having me.
I'm very worried about this article, and I'm kind of wondering, what are you as director and your team at Vision Technical seeing? Is this correct reporting regarding this article?
Reporting the increase in kidnappings is a major concern for us, and that's why we've focused so much on combating kidnapping syndicates over the past few years. What we are seeing is that suspects are becoming more desperate. They're willing to go to extremes to extort families and to traumatize victims so that they can get their ransom payments done as quick as possible. The statistics is not all doom and gloom. While we are seeing a big uptick in statistics on kidnappings, we know that police are making significant inroads. But of course, the concern is that suspects are becoming more and more violent, and they're going to major extremes to get the ransoms paid.
Was I correct in suggesting in my introduction that it's now not only the rich families in South Africa that are being targeted, ordinary working class people as well, or middle class people are being targeted as well? Because obviously, even though the takings there would be much smaller, these criminals are now, as you've indicated, becoming so desperate that they'll pounce on anyone as long as they can get something out of them.
Absolutely correct. We're finding that suspects are old vehicle hijacking suspects. They could ordinarily just steal someone's car and leave them abandoned on the side of the road. They're now taking the victims, and while one crew would disable vehicle tracking systems, you've got another crew that will take the victim and withdraw funds from their accounts while they just basically trying to get whatever they can get from their accounts, their bank cards. These cases get reported as kidnappings, and that prompts an activation of the anti-kidnapping unit. So we are seeing a major increase in a number of cases. There's been recently cases of house robberies where victims have taken the occupants of the house away from the house while they empty out the house. Again, this gets reported as kidnappings and is a major concern.
Yes, and it seems that there's another modus operandi being used by the kidnappers. Now they are actually videoing how they terrorize and probably abuse the victims, and they send those videos on to the families. That tactic obviously is to get the families to respond immediately and release funds as quickly as they possibly can.
Like I said, we're seeing suspects go to extremes now, and we know that they're becoming very impatient. We've seen some brutal videos in the last few weeks of syndicates that are intimidating victims, showing those victims, sending that videos to business partners, to family members, and no one wants to see your family member or your loved one in that situation. Apart from just becoming embarrassing, it's humiliating. The other challenge that we face is that those victims, even when they do come out, because of the videos that were taken of them, They very uneasy to be willing to talk to police, the trauma that they deal with, and of course go to court. So even if we get the suspects, you find that the humiliation that these victims face, they tend not to comply with the police and basically go into a shell and deal with their trauma on their own.
Absolutely. It's way too traumatic to go out in public spaces after a situation like that. In closing, Yasin, what is your best advice to for people to be kidnap safe? How do they, what would you suggest they do when they're out on the roads driving around? And also people in their homes. What are perhaps the three or the five most, the advice you'd give to people just to keep as safe as they possibly can?
Well, I think you said it already. Don't ever consider yourself that you won't be kidnapped. I think
Ah,
everyone. It's important that you realize that anyone can be kidnapped. I mean, we're seeing students being kidnapped. We're seeing people being kidnapped for a measly 3,000 rand, kept for hours, tortured. So if you consider yourself to be a victim, you'll be observant, you'll be aware. And of course, if someone's missing or you can't get hold of someone, report it to the police. People think that you need to report the missing persons after 24 hours. That is absolutely false. If someone is missing, the first few minutes and hours in a kidnapping case is crucial. Once police get onto the case and bring the right resources to the table, they can then establish exactly what's happening and hopefully get to the victim quicker than they ordinarily would.
and as in the past, there were certain suburbs possibly that were targeted, or people living in certain suburbs that used to be targeted. That doesn't stand true any longer, does it? You could be a target
No,
wherever you are, and it doesn't matter time, day, or place.
no, the modus might change from area to area, but we're seeing a big uptake in Johannesburg CBD, Midrand. Sandton has always been a hotspot for express kidnappings. But I mean, in and around Johannesburg, you're basically a target anyway. And we're seeing that in other provinces. KZN is experiencing a major surge in express kidnappings. The Western Cape is seeing a major surge. East London is seeing a major surge in kidnappings for ransom. There's some areas in some police stations that are reporting kidnappings every day. Some up to 4, 5 cases a day, which is a major concern. So again, anyone is a potential target to be kidnapped.
Yasin Theba, Director at Vision Tactical, thank you indeed for your wise words of advice. And you keep safe as well. You and your team are doing amazing work. Keep it up, but keep safe as well. Thank you for talking to us.
Exactly.
Assalamu alaikum to you.
Alaikum salam.
It is going, it's almost 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Time for me to wrap up, but also to remind you that we will be taking a listen to the Fired Up series with Hafiz Imran Chunara, CEO of African Muslims Agency. And the topic today is with focus comes clarity, and with clarity comes a sense of urgency. That's it from me. Enjoy till tomorrow on the mid morning show. Assalamu alaikum and Khuda Hafiz.